someone's pointing a gun at you, would you or should you try to take it away? In this surveillance video footage, we'll break down a gas station robbery where the unarmed customer snatches a shotgun away from the armed robber who got behind the counter and was rummaging through some things. Here to help us break down this video and answer these questions is top criminal defense attorney Tom Grieve. Always a pleasure to have you here, Tom. But first, a quick reminder. We have a gun giveaway going on right now, and you can enter for free, but it ends soon. Just click the link in the description down below to reveal which brand new gun you could win. Now, Tom, let's take a look at this video, and you can see the bad guy has gotten behind the counter, set his shotgun down, customer walks up to pay for something, and now the bad guy points the shotgun at him. And I don't understand this course of action, but wait till you see what happens in the next couple of seconds. They exchange a few words. Bad guy's apparently checking to see if his gun's loaded. And the good guy just grabs it by the muzzle and yanks it away from him. And then he runs outside where police were waiting. So we got lots of stuff going on here. But the first most important thing, from my perspective, I see there's a bag of ice sitting on the counter there. Guy walks up with his bag of ice. Someone points a shotgun at him. He grabs it by the muzzle and pulls it away from him. I'm thinking that is a perfect situation for getting shot in the gut with a shotgun.
Right. I mean, particularly as you said, just before we went live on this, why could he get shot?
Yeah. If the bad guy has his hand on the trigger, his finger on the trigger, and I don't assume that bad guys are maintaining good trigger finger discipline throughout their robbery. He grabs the gun and pulls it forward. In a statement, I watched some other coverage of this. He said he tried to push it off to his side as he pulled it forward, but I don't know. Looking over the video again, see if we can slide back to it. I believe that we have muzzle problems on this video right here.
And it looked like the bad guy was fidgeting with his right hand. You can see he appears to be looking down, so maybe his hand was entirely outside the trigger
Maybe we don't
guard.
know everything that was going on here, but here, as we scroll this through, I see this gun pointed at the good guy often. He pushes it off to the side, but
plays it off the Rona shield. That's just smart right there.
Yeah. So the
Rona shield saves a life, Kevin.
The bad guy's head bounced right against it.
That's right.
And then the good guy ran outside, and he said he held the gun up over his head to waiting police officers. That's a recipe for getting shot by cops as well. Good on the cops for slowing down and not firing when somebody comes running out. But this falls into the category of, wow, he had plenty of opportunity to run away, and instead he stood there, engaged in a little bit of conversation with the bad guy, and then went for the gun. I don't think the bad guy was trying to rob the man on the other side of the counter. I think he was trying to figure out how to get into the cash drawer.
Right.
In a situation like this, what do you suggest?
Well, as we learned, it sounds like there's cops outside. So if it's me, and the shotgun's laying down at the side there, I'm getting out that front door, realistically.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about defending the carton of Newports or whatever the case might be. Like, this guy's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the place is surrounded by cops, as we learned from reading the news article. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Just get out.
Yeah, this is a true classic conflict avoidance situation here. If there's an opportunity to escape, take that opportunity to escape. If the good guy even was carrying his own gun, I don't think there's any need for that good guy to draw that gun and try to engage with this bad guy, get the drop on him or whatever it is. Because like you said, cops are already on the scene. If you run out, then it just becomes a standoff, and no longer a hostage situation because now you're gone. So now it's just an armed standoff, and the cops will, do whatever it is they need to do to get this guy out of there. But all of the things that could have potentially gone wrong with this situation, people need to think about in advance. He could have gotten shot right in the belly from a very close range, looks like a 12-gauge shotgun blast. That's rule number one. Don't get shot.
Don't get shot.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned. He could have gotten shot multiple times as he ran out the door holding a shotgun over his head because the cops doesn't know who the bad guy is inside or outside. Now somebody's come running out with a shotgun.
I want to twist this scenario around a bit. Let's take out the Rona shield, decorated by the very nice purple garland, it looks like. And rather than a shotgun, we've got a handgun, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the unique scenario that we have here is twofold. You know, if you pull in the shotgun, the guy's face can only go so far till he hits the Rona shield. I mean, this was, and the guy was stupid enough to have the muzzle so far close to the guy. He didn't have to lunge across the countertop. I mean, he barely had to reach. So, I mean, this was obviously just a party of failure when it comes to the bad guy here. Just everything he just ran himself into. But let's imagine we don't have those sorts of things here. What would you say as a law enforcement officer and somebody who, to say the least, is at the top of the training field and so forth nationally when we start talking about deadly force encounters, trying to grab a handgun that's pointed at you? Is that different?
It has to be much closer than that if you're going to try to do that and get the handgun offline. And there are methods that, if you are well trained, you can take away a handgun. If the rule is, if you can touch it, you can take it. And action defeats reaction. Reaching over a counter like that, boy, if I'm going to try to take a handgun, I want that within a foot of me so I can get the hand on it and twist it. That's what we're trying to do, is twist it and turn it away from where the gun is pointing. There is still a very real danger that gun will be fired. That gun, that round in the chamber could be fired. You're going to tie up the action, and nobody's going to get a second shot. It's going to jam up. But in that situation, I think you're right at the counter. Obviously, within 4 steps of the door, hit that door running and just get out of there. I don't, especially if you know the cops are outside. If you're standing at that counter, you look here and you see a shotgun. You look there and you see 5 or 6 squad cars, because, small town Missouri, somebody shows up for an armed robbery. How many cops arrive? All of them. They're all going to be there.
Right.
Get out. And then you don't have to deal with any of the other issues that could go wrong. And also, if you're armed, I'm not going to try to shoot this guy. If I have my gun on my hip, he's pointing a shotgun at me. Wow. Maybe I get my hand on the muzzle and I push it sideways. He fires 1 shot and I fire several shots at him. But now I'm into this up to my neck in a deadly force incident. So I think, as well as this worked out, it was a mistake on the part of the good guy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it obviously worked out for him. That doesn't mean it was the right play, to your point.
Yeah.
If we give all the benefits of the doubt to him, in other words, when he took his action, the bad guy's hand was outside the trigger guard. So there's no concern about pulling a firearm with muzzle towards you. And you're basically pulling the trigger on yourself if we imagine the bad guy's finger on the trigger. Yeah. Let's assume that it was outside the trigger guard, so that issue isn't in play. We've got the Rona shield here. Who knows how well that's going to stand up? Is it bolted to the counter? Is it just standing up there? Yeah. I mean, his face hit it reasonably hard, and it stood there, so maybe it's bolted in. I don't know. But would that change the math? I mean, granted, number one, get out of the store. There's no reason to be there. Shotgun's laying propped up against the cigarettes behind you, behind him. There's no reason why he can't just get out.
One of those, excuse me, I see you're busy, I'll just go.
Right, yeah, I'll pay for this later, right? But, okay, we've moved beyond that. So now, let's say the customer is trying to figure it out, and now the shotgun's pointed at him, and he sees the hands off the trigger. Right move at that point?
Maybe, but, without the Rona shield there, this guy chasing after his shotgun, which just got away from him, he might fall over the counter. Now you're in a ground fight with this guy on the ground,
right.
In front of him, or trying to step over him to get out or something like that. And again, the cops outside don't know what's going on. They don't have all of the information that you had inside there. Very dangerous situation. I'm glad it worked out well for this guy, but it would have been so much better for him to just bail out and get out of there. And I know people don't want to hear that. They want to be the good guy. And maybe they're not consciously thinking, I get to be the hero right now. Maybe they're thinking, he's got a gun pointed at me, I can get that away from him and save myself. And that's the sequence. Maybe the best way to save yourself is to just vacate the area, just get out.
Right.
All right, I think that about covers it. No shots were fired, nobody got injured, so we're not talking about the legal ramifications of this, but thanks for being here again, Tom. And folks, thanks for you watching all the way to the end of this video. Quick reminder again, we have that gun giveaway going on, and it ends really soon. All you have to do is click the link below and reveal which brand new gun you can win. I'm Kevin Michalowski, Director of Content for the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. If you want to see more videos like this, please like this video and subscribe to this channel, because YouTube is actively suppressing firearms videos, and we need your help to defeat that algorithm. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.